Welcome to a new story and tale. Say a prayer to the Prophet and let's begin today. My name is Hannah. I'm now 27 years old and a social work graduate. My late father passed away from cancer. He suddenly fell ill, went to the hospital, and died. My father had many agricultural lands and secured our future well, leaving us a flipped house with several apartments, rented out. And we only lived in one apartment. My mother was a beautiful woman. She was 45 years old. She didn't look her age at all. When I walked with her in the street people used to say I was her Miss Sister. No way, is that your mother? She must be your sister. And I, of course, loved and respected my mother very much. When my father died, suitors lined up for my mother because she was truly beautiful, but my mother would always refuse. She never made me feel like she might actually agree to marry anyone. 5 years. 5 years, literally. Every 2 months a suitor would come for her. And my mother was completely against getting married. She only wanted to live with me and raise me. She told me, my dear, God has blessed us. Thank God we are very comfortable financially. Money comes to us every month from my father's lands, and at the same time we have a house that gives us a steady income. And my father had also insured everything, meaning thank God we don't need anyone. But Hussein was the person I was most attracted to in the whole world. He was the owner of a hypermarket in front of the house. So he was close and I could see him from our balcony. I was always drawn to his style, his manner, and the way he spoke. He was a handsome young man with an athletic build, but I wasn't in love with him. However, he always got my attention, and honestly, he was always looking at me whenever I stood on the balcony. I had decided that I wanted to work, and I actually started looking for a job. My mother told me that we didn't need anything, and she didn't want anything from me. It was enough for us both just to sit together like this. I told her I didn't study all those years just to sit at home. Eventually, I needed to work. But I didn't find a job. I applied here and there, and I kept busy. I started taking courses while I was at home. I took English and computer courses because I really had too much free time. And all the time I was at home, I would cook. I'd make food and tidy up the apartment. I'd sit at the computer, then stand on the balcony. And of course, all of this was in front of Hussein. My mother didn't keep track. She would send me to get whatever we needed. She would call Hussein on the phone, and he would bring the things to our house. No, he would even bring them all the way up to us. He would always look at me subtly. Until exactly 5 years after my father died, I found my mother acting differently. It wasn't like her. She was dressing up, wearing makeup, and putting on perfume when she went out. My mother never used to do that. She took care of herself, but at home, she took care of herself, just not to that extent, does not that? So naturally, I felt something was up, but I still didn't expect it. Until one time she told me she wanted to talk to me about something very, very important. I told her, okay, Mom, go ahead. She said, look, dear, we are all alone. Ever since your father died, I have kept to myself. And now, I've decided to get married. You know Hussein, who works at the hypermarket? I said, yes, of course, I know him. And I couldn't believe the word Hussein. I asked, what about him? She said, well, honestly, he has proposed to me yesterday. I said, what? He is the one who proposed to you. How? How, Mom? He's young. He's still just a guy. She said, what do you mean? Am I old or something? I said, no, Mom, that's not what I mean. But at the very least, you're 15 to 20 years older than him. She said, only 15 years. The most important thing is love. Love isn't about age. It was clear that Hussein had truly taken hold of my mother. because all the talk, the sadness, and the break I went through in front of her meant nothing to her. She didn't even think about considering my words for a minute. I called my aunt and said, "Look, Auntie, Mom wants to get married. Natty Eid. And I don't object. I have never objected. She is free, of course, and it is her right. But she should marry someone suitable." And believe me, I didn't do that because I was interested in him, or because I felt that the huge age gap wouldn't work. But Hussein was more my type, and he would be your husband. My aunt actually came and sat down with Mom. But Mom fought with her and said, "No one has a say in this. This is my decision, and I'm free to choose." And at that point, I couldn't do anything. I had no choice but to agree and be silent. The voice was silenced. Mom brought Hussein to the house, but this time as her fiancé. He came and spent the whole day with us to see the house he would live in. He kept talking all day about himself, his glory, and his work, and about his age. He's a man who takes care of himself, a fit man. I stood there thinking, is it possible? Is it possible that this will be my mother's husband? How am I going to live with him? How in the same house? What exactly am I going to do? This issue, it's truly difficult. No one can feel it except those who have experienced it. But my mother was completely head over heels for him. It was over. The order was carried out. I no longer had a say in anything. So I said, whatever, and left it to God, and my mother really did marry him. And I went there, so I went to stay at my aunt's for 2 whole weeks, because it wouldn't be appropriate since they were newlyweds. And as long as I was at the house, I kept imagining, when I go back, how will I live with them? How will I sit with him? How will I talk to him? How will I serve him? What will he be to me? I don't know, it's such a difficult feeling, guys. Anyway, after 2 weeks, I went back, and I felt like my mother was caught between 2 fires. Between the fire of her missing me and the light of her being a bride who wants to sit back, be pampered, and enjoy herself. So naturally, when I went, my mother didn't stop her way of being pampered. The clothes, the nightgowns, the lingerie, all of that was right in front of me, and all the joking and laughing was right in front of me. At that time, Hussein promised me in front of Mom that even though we were close in age, he would treat me like his daughter. And honestly, between you and me, I didn't believe that talk. I mean, we're 4 years apart. How could you see me as your daughter? Of course, Mom was happy. She told him, God, he will be a pillar of support for my daughter. And you'll find someone to lean on. Because I don't have any siblings, no sons, or even daughters. We don't have anyone at all. So this man will be with us. My aunt gave me some advice so I could live under these circumstances. She said, look, sweetheart, be careful. Don't sit with him alone. And don't be isolated with him while your mom is asleep or anything like that. Be careful to lock your door when you go to sleep. Some advice my aunt gave because she realized the situation wasn't right and that it isn't right for one to bring a young man my age and have him live in the same house. And she wants things to be normal because we aren't in the era for this kind of thing. Anyway, I actually listened to my aunt's advice. I started doing just as my mom, just as she was telling me, exactly as my aunt was telling me. But Hussein was truly strange. In front of Mom, he would kiss her hands and joke with her, and he'd keep pampering her the whole time he was sitting there. But when it was just, he had to keep giving me strange looks. In front of Mom, he could really play the role of the man who loves being a pillar of support. But there were some suspicious behaviors from him. The problem isn't in all of that. The problem was within me. Because I was already attracted to him. Because of how he looked on the street. So when he was with me, in front of me, with his manner and his words, I really started to feel drawn to him. Inside me were 2 contradictory feelings, opposites of each other. A feeling that I was repelled by his presence in the house and how things were. And at the same time, I was attracted to him, liked him, and felt comfortable with him. I always wished that I could be the one with him. that he was more suitable for me. This was after we lived together in the same house at Dice. One day, Mom was feeling a bit sick and was asleep, and I woke up to go to the bathroom. At that time, Hussein was sitting in the living room, on the sofa watching TV. I went to the bathroom, and as I was coming out and walking past the living room, just as my aunt told me, I found him jump up suddenly and stand in front of me, and he asked me a strange question. Do you know why I married your mother? I told him, I don't know why you married her. Surely because you wanted to marry her. He said, no, I married your mother just to be with you. Just so you and I could be under one roof. My goodness. I said to him, have you gone crazy? You are my mother's husband. You want to be with me under one roof? And it never crossed my mind that he would. If he really wanted me and wanted to be with me, he could have just proposed to me. Because my mother didn't do anything with him that showed she was attracted to him. This meant that he was the one who drew her near him. The moment I yelled at him, I told him, you're my mother's husband. Have you lost your mind? How can you say that to me? He replied, that's only on paper. But the heart, only God knows what's in it. And those words hit me like a lightning bolt. Those words made me freeze in my place. The words truly shook me from deep inside. They stirred my feelings. And I became like a fool in front of him, as if deep down I wanted to believe what he was saying, even though my mind said no. But I believed it. I went to sleep that day while my head was literally spinning. And I wished that Hussein really loved me. And I wished that deep down his words were truly real. And I believed him. I even noticed afterwards that I had started to get jealous of him. And I get jealous when he and Mom go into the bedroom. And I get jealous knowing very well now what they do together. I get jealous that she lives with him as husband and wife while he loves me, of course. During that period when Mom got married, she was literally at my aunt's every day. Mom and my aunt are very close. So she was always at her place, or she was at ours. And I had Hussein in front of me 24/7. And when he would go to work, I would go out to the balcony. I would watch him as he stood there looking at me, every little while his eyes wouldn't leave our balcony. I believed him. I believed him, and I believed all his words. I even started to love him. I even started standing on the balcony to watch him. And when Mom would stay and not want to leave, I would feel like telling her to go, until one day I found Mom calling me and saying, your aunt is very sick and she's in the hospital. I won't be able to come and leave her. What do you mean, Mom? We're already at night. Near night. And it's almost time for her husband to finish work and return. She told me, no, I can't leave your aunt in this situation. You make dinner for Hussein and have it together. And if he wants, or if you want to sleep whenever you like. I won't leave my sister until I'm sure she's okay. Mom forgot that Hussein was her husband and that he was meant for. And she was always leaving us alone together. And on that day, he actually came and found me alone. And he looked happy. Clearly, Mom had spoken to him on the phone. He came and brought things with him, nuts, food, drinks, and sweets. Becca would, what is this? Someone came to celebrate and stay up late. And I found he brought a movie and he told me, come, let's watch. It was just a normal romantic movie. And we really sat down, he put it on the screen, and we sat and watched together. We actually watched the movie, and I felt such beautiful feelings for him then, and I felt. I forgot about Mom entirely, and I forgot why he was even in this house to begin with. He looked at me with all his love then and said, I hope you feel the same, and that you believe me. I love you. I have always wanted you for a very long time. He told me about situations and many things that happened between us. He used to come bring us things at home, and I remembered them all. I told myself it's impossible that he remembers all this and doesn't love me. Hussein knew how to make me love him. And on that day I was weak. The devil was clever. and really managed to take what he wanted from me. And at that moment, I lost the most precious thing I had. I lost everything beautiful at that moment. And I completely forgot what his position was in the house. What happened happened. I woke up at dawn feeling disturbed, looking around myself. Afraid Mom might have come and seen us doing that. But I found she hadn't come. I talked to her on the phone. She told me she still hadn't checked on my aunt and that she would come in the morning. And of course she kept entrusting Hussein to me and prepare breakfast for him. And don't let him leave without breakfast. And she doesn't know what happened. The days passed, and these matters started to repeat between us often. Once the thing happens once, you can do it more than once. I got used to him and I fell in love, and I loved everything that happened. The first time for everything was with him, so I loved it. Time passed after that, and I found myself in no mood for anything, and I always want to sleep, and I'm tired and can't even stand up straight. I can't. I feel nauseous, and my back hurts, and my eyes are heavy. I don't know what's wrong. And after a while, I knew the reason, that I am pregnant. As soon as I saw the test result, I ran quickly to the hypermarket and said to him, "Help me, I'm gonna die." He said, "What's wrong with you, my dear? And why are you so startled like this? And why are you talking to me like this? What is it?" I told him I'm pregnant. He said, "Oh my God, pregnant? Do you want to destroy my home? Do you want to ruin my life? What exactly do you want? What do you want?" I said, "Excuse me, what do you mean?" He said, "Yes, does this mean you're going to expose us?" I said to him, "Really? I'm the one who will do that? Have you forgotten that you're the one who did this? This is unbelievable." He told me to wait and went to make some phone calls, and I found him coming, saying to me, "Come on, does your mom know where you are?" I said no. I told her I was going to look for work. He said, "That's it then. Come on, let's go." And he took me, and I went to a strange place, a doctor's weird clinic downstairs, in the basement, and I went in. And I laid on the lounge chair, and after an hour, I got up exhausted and tired, and my stomach hurts, and I can't stand up straight. I don't know how to stand on my feet. He said, "Come on, take the taxi and go quickly." I said to him, "Okay, but I'm not able, I'm tired, I want to rest." He told me to go and tell your mom anything, that you're tired, have a cold, anything at all, out of me. And I kept remembering when he lured me and made me do this, and I remember now, he is a different person. Nay, this isn't him. How did I believe this man? I went home destroyed, and my body was without a soul and without a heart. I was in the agony of a guilty conscience, and at the same time there was jealousy. That is what is driving me crazy. Now Hussein is close to me, and I can tell my mother. I can't admit to her what a scoundrel she married. He tricked me, exploited me, and used my weakness. I want to scream. I want to yell. I want to tell her, "Mom, this man did this and that to me," but can't. I am living with a guilty conscience. And of course, aside from the fact that I am no longer a virgin, I'm in a very critical situation. Even if a suitable suitor comes along, what will I do? I don't know. And now I don't know how to tell my mom, how to confess to her, because I can stand this Hussein in the house, and at the same time, I feel torn when he enters the bedroom with my mother, or when he sleeps next to her, and he sits there joking and laughing with her, acting as if nothing happened. We sit down to eat. He keeps kissing her hands, saying, "Bless your hands, my beautiful. May God keep you from me, and may God never deprive me of you." It's impossible for my mom to believe this man did this to me. I myself can't believe it. How is he able to act like this? How is this person like this? He managed to fool me and fool my mother. Should I leave her deceived, or should I just tell her and find peace? Because as long as he is in front of me, I know I'm at his mercy, and I won't lie to you. If he approaches me and tries to do something to me, I am sure I will weaken. And I am 1,000,000% sure I will cave and agree to what happens. And this was my story. This is my tale, and I need to know what to do and how to act. And I will state my personal opinion now. I also hope you will help me with your personal opinions, of course. I think she should go and confess to her mother and tell her everything because she is leaving her mother with a strange, dishonest man. Dishonest, of course, aside from her own mistake. I am not talking about her mistake. I am talking about fixing things now. You must go tell your mother and confess everything to her and get this person out of your lives. And when your mother knows, you will see her reaction, and she will be the one responsible for her own reaction. Even if she doesn't leave him, then she will be the responsible one. And at that point, you should not be around them. I mean, you have several apartments in the house. Why not stay in an apartment by yourself? Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, if you follow this story up to here, don't forget to share your opinions in the comments because it definitely matters to me, and subscribe to the channel. And turn on the bell icon to receive all my updates. And I would appreciate it if you shared it with your friends and loved ones so they can also follow today's story with us.